You're watching another Nerd Stalker interview. Good evening. This is Greg Laurie, aka Social Greg on Twitter for the Nerd Stalker Media Network. Today we're talking about the future of TV, namely an app called PheeboTV. And I'm pleased to talk with Arthur Matiossian, CEO and co-founder of PheeboTV. So a little bit about Arthur. He's founded the company with Monty Flagg, who was a fellow Apple retail employee and around about 2012. So good evening, Arthur, and thanks for joining us here on Nerd Stalker. I appreciate that.
Hey Greg, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wow, so tell me a little bit about this kind of like thing with you worked in an Apple retail store, now you're a startup CEO. Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a transition. So yeah, I met Monty at the Apple Store, actually at the Grove in Los Angeles,
Okay.
and we both had an affinity for, obviously great design, Apple products, and we both wanted to start a company together. And the Apple TV came out, and it was a really popular product at the time, and we liked it, and had the idea of making an app that was great for the iPhone and the iPad, as well as something that would work for the Apple TV. And we joined forces, and we both left Apple a few months apart and founded Pheebo, and here we are.
Well, like, were you like at the Genius Bar, or you were you
Uh,
were doing the sales thing, or
oh
what?
yeah, we were both specialists at the time, and they have another team called the business team that I was a
Okay.
part of as well. So
Okay.
we would, just basically sales, and
Yeah.
those guys in the blue shirts that come help you get your iPhone, iPad, or
A-
your Mac.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys do a good job of that too, by the way.
Yeah,
So,
they work hard over there. They're
yeah.
good bunch of guys and girls.
So, let's talk about the future TV, and maybe you could kind of tell us, there's this Chromecast, there's Apple TV, yeah, and viewing online content seems to be kind of the way of the future. So, what's your take on that?
I mean, I think that everyone's doing something in TV now. Amazon has something going on as well. Obviously, the
Absolutely.
Chromecast, and like you mentioned. But as far as Apple, the Apple TV is something that I personally really enjoy. There's some apps that they're coming out on there now that you can kind of watch, ESPN or kind of connect to the stuff that you have already. But a lot of apps aren't taking advantage of the AirPlay features, in particular AirPlay mirroring. The best example of that would be like Real Racing HD, which you can kind of control your car from your iPad and on the screen, as
Right,
your
right,
actual game.
right.
It's like a game. So we want to just take advantage of that. I think that in the coming years, I think Apple's going to make updates to that that'll make this a far more attractive platform for developers and for customers alike. So we want to be at the forefront of that.
Oh yeah, you guys definitely are. So I was really curious. I read a lot about Pheebo TV. A lot of people out there kind of liked it. Some of the reviews said that it was a great app, and darn, for free they were saying it's a great free app. But I mean, take us through a little bit of that Pheebo TV experience if you can. I know we can't show it here as a live demo, but you can maybe show it on your pad or something like that.
Definitely. Here, I'll get my iPad. So
Okay.
basically, there we go. So when the app loads, you have all the logos, and then it goes into this really beautiful animation. We wanted to have someone that was fun to look at, even if you weren't using it. And what it does is, if you're on Wi-Fi like I am now, you'll see the videos start to preview, kind of like what we call like a matrix effect. And if you're on 4G or LTE, it'll cycle through all the thumbnails of the recent videos. And what this does is give you an idea of the videos that are underneath that channel that have been the most recently uploaded. And then if you go through, you can kind of obviously scroll and pick something that you like. And in this case, we'll just pick the EXPM channel from Vimeo. And then from there, you can just tap on a video that you want to watch, and it's a little crooked there.
That's all
And the
right.
video will load in a second and play. And then
Wow, that's pretty slick.
you
I
could
like.
standard Apple controls the gestures, and from there you can watch a video. And then if you like a video and you want to share with your friends, you can tap on the share button, and you'll get the standard Facebook, Twitter, um,
Wow. So they
email,
could say, hey,
text.
hey, I'm on Pheebo TV right now, and you could watch this thing with me, right, or something like that,
Basically,
right?
yeah. And then same thing for the phone. Same interface. Just instead of 9 channels at a time, you'll see. Oops, that was 7.
Yeah.
You'll see 3 channels. And you can also go through, and if you really like a channel, you can tap and hold and add it to your favorites. So that
Wow.
and then or hide something if you don't want to see it. And then we also have the ability to do a complete search on YouTube. You can search categories or just type in any video you want, and that'll come up.
Well,
So yeah,
definitely, this is going to be on Pheebo TV, right?
yeah. This will. I definitely. Yeah. We'll
Okay,
get a
cool.
Nerd Stalker channel on there.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
great. Hey, so you could watch this. I mean, it's a great. I like the Matrix effect. That's really cool. And
Thank
I
you.
thought that was really nice. Now you could also, like you said earlier, your app actually takes advantage of AirPlay, right? So let's talk
Yes.
about that. You know.
So, a lot of apps currently do the AirPlay mirroring, or I'm sorry, AirPlay, where you can send a video to your television. However, for the latest update, we created the mirroring effect where it'll send that interface to the TV, and it's awesome, especially if you're the person who's, if you're with other people, they get to see everything kind of animating and get an idea of what's underneath there. So it's a really, really cool interface. The phone or iPad becomes a remote control, and then from there you have the ability to just kind of go through, pick the, tap on a logo that you want, and then it goes into the same beautiful interface. Everything's animating and moving, and then you can watch all the videos that you want.
Oh
So
yeah, that's really nice.
the thing about AirPlay is when you AirPlay a video, the people that are with you can't see what's going on until you actually select the video. With the mirroring feature, it brings the experience to everybody there. So people can say, oh, I want to see that channel, or oh, let's watch that video. So it makes it fun for everyone, not just the person who's in control of the videos. And it's just a really a beautiful interface that I've never seen any other app do so far. So.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. So like if you have the iPad and it has that matrix effect, and then
Right.
on the iPhone is only it's the scrolling tiling, right?
Right.
Right. So how does that show up on the TV?
So yeah, it'll on the iPad it'll show the 9 channels at a time. On the phone it'll show the 3 that are there in the front, and then the 6 below. So as you scroll, you'll have the ability to just tap. It's basically a beautiful remote control with big bright logos, so it's very easy to use.
Wow, that's neat. So like yeah, I think that's really a neat experience because if you have a lot of friends over and they have their pads, they have their phones, they could bring the experience locally to wherever they're watching it, or they could just look on the big screen and say, hey, wow, that's kind of neat, So, wow,
Thank
that's
you.
good.
Yeah, a good example of that too is if you're watching, let's say Forbes, right, or you're scrolling through, and maybe you don't care about Forbes or business, but you'll see Elon Musk and a Tesla thing that is kind of animating, and but you like Tesla, you'll tap on you're like, oh, let's watch the Tesla interview. So it kind of it gives you an idea of what's underneath there, and kind of makes it's a really cool thing to check out, and makes people who maybe didn't have an interest in a certain channel all of a sudden want to see something. So it's a great way to discover new videos, and that's a big thing here. Is not just to get the videos in the best way or most beautiful way possible, but discovering things that you never would have found otherwise.
Wow. So when did you start the development of this app?
We started it in August of 2012, and then we started then, and then there was figuring out exactly what we wanted to do, and the hardest part is making it all work, and you set deadlines, but when you're working for yourself, the deadlines kind of get pushed out a little bit, and then we finally settled on YouTube, Vimeo, and Facebook as the opening streams, and then we'll add more in the future. So.
Well, yeah, and actually, you've probably taken advantage of a lot of features that Apple had rolled out as you guys were developing it, right?
Of course, yeah. We're always using the latest SDKs and trying to put the latest and greatest stuff from Apple, and they make it really easy for developers as well. So.
Yeah, that's what I heard because actually at one of the pitch events that I was at yesterday, SF New Tech, they actually showed a graph that actually developers like developing on iOS better. And so what these guys did is they actually created a cross compiler that actually compiles iOS code into Android code.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
I've heard of companies that do that, but we wanted to provide a truly native iOS experience.
Yeah.
And if we do an Android version, the same thing. We want to harness all the power for the Android devices. So I'd rather not get complicated with the cross compilers. But those are very cool. It depends on the app. This with the Matrix effect, I'm not sure if that'd be possible.
No, I think you're probably right, but it just made me think about that when we were there. So wow, you took a couple years to develop it, or over a year to develop it.
Yeah, we started in August, and then when we were done early 2013. And we finally going through the approval process. We got on the App Store in May.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been out a little while then.
A little bit, yeah.
So let's talk about your business model. Right now it's the free app, but everything that I see out there, they love this free app. So what is your business model? What are you going to do with this?
Right now we're really focused on building brand value and just as far as Pheebo and getting it out there to the masses. There are a couple models. One of them being promoted channels, and the best example of that would be if Fox wants to promote the latest movie. And they don't want to have, they don't want to be, on the bottom of the list. They want to have Fox right there at the very top. We'll promote their channel and put it at the top of the app, so everyone who loads the app, whether they download it or open it, it's going to see the latest movie they're promoting, or trailers and behind the scenes or sneak peeks. That's one thing. And obviously, there's the traditional video and text ads. But right now it's just finding. We also want to partner with YouTube channels. Anybody out there, if anyone's listening or watching, who has their own YouTube channel and like to be at the top of the app or be featured, we'd love to talk to you and get you guys out there. So it's not just about big companies, but also the small guys. And then we'll explore the different options. There's so many different ways to do it, and it's about finding the right way that works for your app. But we're in no rush right now. It's really just for the right partners, and it'll come. Yeah.
Oh no, I like your confidence. This feels really good. I just feel it as we're talking and doing this interview. So I feel confident, that you guys are going to pull it through. So it's
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. So let's go through a couple other things. I think now I thought about it is just that wow, it's really cool that you and another person were able to do this development by yourselves, correct?
Actually, no. We have Peter, who's our developer, and Phil's our lead designer. So we definitely have. Pheebo's bigger than just two people. And we have a team, and we work together. And those guys are very experienced in what they do. Our focus is building the best product out there, and sometimes that means that you can't do everything yourself. So I work a lot with with everybody, obviously, but we'll design logos, or we'll do a lot of the cloud programming or web programming on the app. But we do have a good solid team of people that are doing this. So. Yeah.
Well, that's good. No, I think it's that. I think that's a common model you have, right? You have the business guys and the people who really are looking out for the best for the experience on the user side, and then you have the people who actually, do the app stuff. So it's a good model.
We all work together, and everyone's doing a little bit of everything in a startup.
Yeah, we have a bunch of them up here in SF, so yeah, I know exactly what you're going through. So, anyway, I think thanks for introducing Pheebo TV to the Nerd Stalker audience. Let's close off the interview, and unless you have more to say, how can listeners get a hold of you and start using Pheebo TV?
The best way is if you go to appstore.com/PheeboTV, you can download the app or just search for Pheebo on the App Store, Pheebo. We're also on Twitter, Pheebo, Facebook, facebook.com/PheeboTV, or you can email us, hello@pheebo.com, or visit our website. So we're very responsive, and we love feedback. And whether you're a customer or someone who's using the app or a YouTube channel or Vimeo channel, we'd love to talk to you and get your stuff on there. So.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to talk to my partner, and we'll get Nerd Stalker on one of your channels then.
Awesome.
Okay,
sounds great.
Cool. Okay, well, thank you. Thanks for the interview. I appreciate your time. It's Halloween tonight, by the way. We're recording this Halloween, and we're both. Arthur and I were just talking to each other. What are we doing here, interviewing each other on Halloween night? But that's just the way it is, right?
Hey,
that's just the way it is.
Business never stops.
Business never stops. So anyway, thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Greg Gloria, a.k.a. Social Greg, on Twitter for the Nerd Stalker Media Network, where we believe in tech, startups, design, and you. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and be careful out there.
Thanks. See you guys.